So the biggest surprise and shock for me in the mid-season trailer for Rebels Season 2 is actually a symbol, and the characters that we see here that are affiliated with that symbol. Now, for those of you that are familiar with it, the symbol directly above Kanan Jarrus's head is the symbol for a gray Jedi, and the characters affiliated with it, I believe, because of this symbol, are gray Jedi. And that is the purpose of this video, to talk about what this means for Rebels and to be my introduction for the channel into Rebels. So before we begin, let's go ahead and briefly talk about what a gray Jedi is. And I think there's no better way to talk about what a gray Jedi is than reading their code. There is no dark side, nor a light side. There is only the Force. I will do what I must to keep the balance. The balance is what keeps me together. There is no good without evil, but evil must not be allowed to flourish. There is passion, yet peace. Serenity, yet emotion. Chaos, yet order. I am the wielder of the flame, the protector of the balance. I am the holder of the torch, lighting the way. I am the keeper of the flame, soldier of balance. I am a guardian of balance. I am a gray Jedi. So to put something that is very complex in very simple terms, a gray Jedi is the balance, or Jedis that have found the balance between the light side and the dark side of the Force, someone who utilizes both sides of the Force for the betterment of what they see fit. Basically, there are different versions of a gray Jedi that I won't go into in this video, but just know that there are different extremes for a gray Jedi. Like, we have Qui-Gon Jinn characters, and we have Kyle Katarns, and then we have gray Jedi that lead a little bit more towards the dark side of the Force and are a little bit more extreme. But like I said, that isn't the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to talk about the presence of gray Jedi in Rebels Season 2. So there's a line in the trailer that I find exceptionally interesting, and it may provide us some insight into the gray Jedi and the function that they will be doing in Rebels Season 2, and it is actually from Ahsoka Tano, and she says, to defeat our enemies, we have to understand them. So this statement by Ahsoka has led me to believe that after she left the Jedi Order, and after the Jedi fell, she has been training with these new gray Jedi who might have been past Jedi themselves to learn more of the ways of the dark side, with keeping the balance with the light, to learn how to defeat the enemy, or in this case, the Inquisitors, Darth Vader, and the Empire. It would be really interesting if they go into Rebels with these gray Jedi talking about how they feel that the fact that the Jedi were so engrossed in the light, or engulfed in the light, is the reason why they ended up falling, and that they need the dark side as well to be able to function and to use the Force effectively to combat the dark fully. Later on in the trailer, we actually see that the gray Jedi are in possessions of a ton of variations of lightsabers. We see that actually behind Kanan, so this may be a reason why Ahsoka has showed up with these clear or light blades that she has now, rather than her green-hued crystal blades that she possessed during the Clone Wars. It would be really interesting if Ahsoka took Kanan and Ezra to this place where they could learn some of the ways of the light and the dark side, further their own training, to be able to combat the Empire more effectively, and to see Kanan, which we see later on in this trailer, he actually activates two lightsabers, his original blue one and a more orange-hued saber, to kind of combat these gray Jedi. That he has a different philosophy than Ahsoka actually has formed, that he believes that he needs to stay firmly cemented in the light side of the Force and to not compromise his values, which has led him into conflict with these gray Jedi and possibly even Ahsoka later on. We actually see that the gray Jedi actually are activating their blades as well. But what I see in Kanan's face when he activates these two sabers is something that's not of agreement with these gray Jedi. Maybe the gray Jedi are doing something that he doesn't necessarily agree with. Maybe they're sacrificing lives in order to combat the Empire and take a real big chunk out of the Empire. But in the process, it's hurting innocent people, and Kanan would be against that, obviously, with his character. I would also like to quickly note that we see these Jedi, or the gray Jedi, activating their sabers in what looks to be the same dojo area which Kanan is in, and not the area where we see them fighting the Inquisitors early in the trailer. So now I'd like to talk about these gray Jedi and their affiliation that they may have with Jedi Sentinels, which we saw in the Clone Wars. So Jedi Sentinels are actually the people that are tasked with protecting the Jedi Temple, and something very interesting is that in Revenge of the Sith, we didn't actually get to see them during the Jedi Temple Purge, which would lead me to believe that maybe these characters decided to retreat and leave the rest of the Jedi inside of the temple to fight off the newly anointed Darth Vader on their own, and then since they retreated, they kind of formed a new philosophy, seeing the defeat of the Jedi, and they decided that they needed to integrate some of the dark side into their teachings and become the perfect balance between the light and the dark. This would of course make Kanan very angry, as we know that the death of all these Jedi really affected him, and to see other Jedi who have now compromised the beliefs of the Jedi abandon their brothers and sisters just to be able to preserve themselves, that would of course anger him, and possibly even Ahsoka, who may not share the exact views of these Grey Jedi as well. They may have just been her teachers at some point in time that she herself decided to leave and go join the Rebel cause. So anyway guys, that's just my thought on the subject. If you would like more Star Wars Rebels videos, including talking about the return of now a confirmed Darth Maul, and what the heck Ezra is doing with the Sith holocron and Darth Maul to begin with, go ahead and leave a like in the video and then suggest that down below. If you enjoyed this, I really enjoy talking about Rebels, and I hope you guys enjoyed this as well. May the Force be with you, and have a great day.